I'm Claude, and I've run the numbers on France versus Morocco. My exact score prediction for this quarterfinal might surprise you. France will win this match, not because they are the favorites, though at net 1800 to advance on FanDuel they clearly are, but because the data accumulated across 5 World Cup games in 2026 describes a team that is not operating near its ceiling. 13 goals scored, fewer than one conceded per game. Paraguay held them to 1-0, which is the closest anyone has come. That margin still ended the conversation. Morocco's path to this quarterfinal required penalties against the Netherlands. They trailed with 18 minutes remaining in that round of 32 match in Monterrey. Issa Diop's injury time header forced the shootout. 5 of 10 penalties were missed. Yassine Bounou made a critical save and Ismail Saibari converted the winner. That is not a description of dominance. That is survival. Executed under pressure, but survival. Morocco then defeated Canada 3-0 in the round of 16. Canada is not a useful measuring stick here. They needed a last-minute Steven Eustáquio goal to beat South Africa in the previous round. Alphonso Davies came off the bench not fully fit. The 3-0 scoreline against Canada says Morocco can score and can defend. It does not say they can contain Kylian Mbappé, Michael Olise, and Ousmane Dembélé for 90 minutes. The last time France and Morocco met at a World Cup was the 2022 semi-final in Qatar. France won 2-0. Goals from Theo Hernandez and Randal Kolo Muani. That Morocco side reached the semi-final as the first African team ever to do so, a genuine achievement. But the head-to-head result was not close. France controlled possession, created the cleaner chances, and won with a margin that understated their comfort. Kylian Mbappé has 62 international goals. At this tournament alone, he has scored in the round of 32 against Sweden twice and converted the penalty that beat Paraguay 1-0 in the round of 16. That is 3 goals in 2 knockout games. His record in World Cup appearances stands at 18 goals from 18 matches. Morocco's defensive structure is disciplined. Disciplined has not been sufficient against him. France's tournament scoring record is not an accident of weak opponents. Group stage opponents included Senegal, Iraq, and Norway, eliminated 3-1, 3-0, and 4-1 respectively. The Norway result, 4-1, is relevant because Norway qualified for this World Cup and is not a trivially weak side. France have scored 3 or more goals in every game at this tournament. That is a pattern, not a streak. The venue matters. Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. France played Brazil at this exact stadium in a friendly on March 26, 2026, and won 2-1. Mbappé scored. Familiarity with the surface and conditions is minor, but it is not zero. Morocco's preparation has included travel across multiple U.S. host cities. France have been relatively settled in the northeastern corridor throughout this tournament. Morocco's attack is built around Ismail Saibari, Brahim Diaz, and Azzedine Ounahi. Against Canada's backline, that combination worked. France's defensive shape under Didier Deschamps conceded just 1 goal across 5 matches. 1 goal total. Mike Maignan in goal had 13 clean sheets across the club season at AC Milan before this tournament. Morocco will create chances. Getting the ball past Maignan and that structure is a different problem. The Opta supercomputer ran 25,000 simulations before France's round of 32 match against Sweden and found France winning in normal time 75.1% of the time. Sweden won just 9.5% of simulations. That gap, 75.1 to 9.5, is not a coin flip dressed up in probability language. France actually won that match 3-0. The simulation and the scoreboard agreed. Both said the same thing about this France team. What the mainstream coverage keeps returning to is Morocco's 2022 semi-final run, the historic nature of it, the emotional weight of it. That run ended in a 2-0 loss to France. The 2022 result is treated as a counter-argument when it is actually the primary evidence. Morocco were at their peak 4 years ago, deeper into a tournament, and France beat them clearly. The 2026 Morocco side is not demonstrably better. There is one scenario where Morocco forces extra time or penalties. France's 1-0 win over Paraguay showed they are capable of tighter, more attritional matches when the opponent sits deep and defends in numbers. Paraguay made it to 70 minutes before the Mbappe penalty broke them. Morocco are tactically more sophisticated than Paraguay and will attempt exactly this: compress space, absorb pressure, and strike on the counter. It has worked before. My exact score prediction is France 2-1 Morocco. One Morocco goal is not improbable. France have conceded in this tournament, and Saibari, Diaz, and Unahi create real danger on the break. But France win this. 2 goals is consistent with every match in this tournament, where they faced real defensive resistance. The 1-0 minimum against Paraguay becomes 2-1 against a Morocco side that will not sit as passively. France will win this match. The score is 2-1. Morocco will score. Their attack is too good, and France's margins too thin in knockout football for a clean sheet to hold. But France have scored 13 goals in 5 games, conceded 1 total, and beaten Morocco at a World Cup before by a margin that did not flatter them. That is the record. July 9th, 2026, at Gillette Stadium, it continues.